Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be flying from Foxtrot 08, and over the course of a couple different hops, we're going to go to 7 Mike 6. So we're holding short of the runway. We're going to go ahead and depart. So enjoy. And you flight traffic, November 2 and 2 Alpha Charlie's going to be back taxiing runway 17. Strobe lights coming on, and taxi lights coming on as well. Runway is clear. And 752 Alpha Sierra, what's your current position?
752 Alpha Sierra is 24.9 nautical miles to the west of the arrival.
Okay.
Cruising 25.
Mixture's going full rich. Affirm. Mixture's going full rich. Flaps are going to 1 notch. And you flight traffic November 2 and 2 Alpha Charlie is going to be departing runway 17 to the east up to 2500. You flight traffic. Here we go.
Denver 752 Alpha Sierra up to 2500.
Wow, there's a stiff crosswind. Really stiff crosswind. And we're going to be departing IFR today. Flaps are coming up. Good climb rate going. You flight traffic November 2 and 2 Alpha Charlie's turning crosswind around 17, departing to the east up to 2500. You flight traffic. Landing lights coming off. And nav lights, I should have turned that on already, but I didn't, so it's coming on as well. And I did my run up, of course, before I departed, so I just didn't record it. Going into the soup, so I'm shifting my vision from outside now inside because I can just barely see the ground. So maintain a good climb here. That's a good heading there. Gonna continue climbing. Yep, there's the rain. Maybe get a little bit slow there. About 700 feet a minute or so. We're going to continue climbing. That's where I'd really need a trim wheel, but of course I don't have that set up quite yet. Coming up on 2,000 right now. I don't often fly IFR, so I am definitely pretty rusty. It's 2100. Do another bit of a turn. Turn quite enough. Well, it looks like we're going to pop through the cloud here. Climbing to 2,500. Here's 2,500. Turn on my autopilot. Let's get us trimmed out. I am still working on the trim wheel. Promise. I'm going to get that done soon. I don't have the potentiometers, and I've not purchased them yet because I'm just waiting to finish up my throttle design so I can build that and get that all done. So there we are out of the clouds. Turn off my icing or anti-icing rather. Turn off the autopilot. We're going to correct back on course. And 752 Sierra, that's the person.
2 Charlie, what's your current position?
22 miles to the west of Kilo Golf Zulu, Lima.
Sounds good. About 6 miles ahead of you.
Yep, I have you in sight. And pull my mixture back for cruise. Pull my throttle back just a couple hundred RPM. That'll be a good flight. I believe we're going to just do a touch and go at Kilo Golf Zulu Lima, and then after that we're going to land at, let's see, it'll be Kilo Foxtrot Sierra Mike. Then I'll offload the footage from the camera, and then we'll continue on to 7 Mike Golf. Going back IFR in a minute, but running autopilot. I've got all my instruments now, so I can do that. I'm not strictly IFR. I don't have my VORs hooked up. I don't have a nav to tune that to. But if I needed to tune my OBS and ADF and my different VOR instruments, I could do so just by going into the cockpit, which I have programmed here. I don't have it set up right now, but it's fine. Water is looking very pretty as always, and I believe 752 is here. He's flying at night, so he's flying in clear skies.
Charlie, do you have the airport name for the upcoming?
Negative for 2 Charlie. And I don't have my tablet running the Flightplan Go software because I was having, like I said, I don't know if I said it on this one, but I have some issues. The NVIDIA drivers causing my screens to occasionally just go black and then it'll come up again, but it's because of that I'm trying to reduce as much reduce as much strain on my graphics card as possible, so I'm not running my Flightplan Go software or my flight tracking software, which is fine as long as I have my instruments, my Garmin and the Cockpit working, I'm good.
Rather than that, I'm gonna run on a pilot see if I can look up real quick.
Alright. And we're back IFR. November 752 Alpha Sierra, what's your current position?
To be 9.3 nautical miles to the west of the Stigler Airport.
Stigler, that is correct. And, okay, I just have you inside. I just want to make sure we're keeping good spacing because I'm completely IFR right now. And I just want to make sure I'm not going to go flying in yet.
Yep, what are you looking at?
I'm at 14 nautical miles to the west.
Excellent. I am going to do the call to Stigler at, say, about 5. Do you have those numbers?
Negative. I'm not running my tracking software or Flightplan Go, just I have issues with my graphics driver, so I'm just trying to reduce the load.
You're not from get those for you.
Awesome. And I'm going to also tune up, let's see, actually, I'm not going to do that. I don't have those frequencies.
Big surprise, 1735.
It seems to be the trend.
Agreed.
very pretty. There's just a little bit of hole in clouds right there, but we're still IFR, so.
Stigler Regional Traffic Number 752 Alpha Sierra is approximately 5 nautical miles to the west of the airport. We're going to left-hand traffic into the left-hand traffic runway 35, Stigler Traffic 2 Alpha Sierra. Stigler Traffic Number 752 Alpha Sierra down to 2000, Stigler Traffic.
So this is interesting. Even now, flying IFR, I'm actually getting a bit of that weird horizon thing. Repeat for Takeoff, Charlie.
It's going to be a touch and go.
Affirmative.
Our Stigler Traffic North about 2 Alpha Sierra on left traffic for runway 35 is going to be touch and go. Stigler traffic.
Stigler traffic November 2 and 2 Alpha Charlie is approximately 8.5 nautical miles to the west. We're going to be entering a left-hand pattern, runway 17 for touch and go, Stigler traffic. What runway are you landing at again?
I'm going to be left-hand to 35.
Alright, and Stigler traffic November 2 and 2 Alpha Charlie, we're actually going to make that a left-hand into 35. Kind of bumping along between these clouds here. And for those of you wondering, this is just the standard overcast preset in FS 2020.
I think it's
not running
more
any
lights up
add-ons
here.
or whatever.
Looking pretty close. Traffic North 752 Alpha Sierra, turning base for final runway 35, touch and go, Stigler traffic.
Stigler traffic November 2 and 2 Alpha Charlie's descending out of 2,500 for 2,000. So I'm going to pull my power back and start descending here. And I'm looking for the runway. I got a nice break in the clouds, and I think I have the runway in sight, which is handy.
Stigler traffic North 752 Alpha Sierra on final runway 35 for touch and go, Stigler traffic.
Making sure I still have 752 Alpha Sierra in sight, which I do. And I believe I have the runway in sight. And I continue flying towards the runway, and then I'll turn downwind. Still have some 5 Sierra in sight. And there's the runway. I keep getting closer, and then I'm going to turn left down. Stigler traffic, Cessna November 2 and 2 Alpha Charlie is entering left downwind, runway 35, touch and go, Stigler traffic.
Stigler traffic number 752 Alpha Sierra, runway 35 short final for touch and go, Stigler traffic.
And I continue descending. Now that I'm entering the pattern, I don't have to make call-outs for my altitude. Let's see if I can still see the runway, just barely. Picture's gonna go full rich, landing lights coming on, fuel selector is on both, and and looking good. All my instruments are set. Speed's almost where I want it. I'm probably just going to make this a 20-degree landing, flat landing. Stigler traffic, Cessna November 2 and 2 Alpha Charlie, turning left base, runway 35, touch and go. Stigler traffic. Back into the rain we go. Now I'm going to base my final turn off my Garmin here. Normally I would have everything in my PORs
on
OBS,
left
but I don't have that too.
base, on left-hand turn crosswind for the departure, eastern departure, north of 200 traffic.
Stigler traffic, Cessna November 2 and 12 at Charlie is turning final, runway 35, touch and go. Stigler traffic. In the white arc, first notch flaps is coming on out. This is where you can't really see the runway much at all. I have the runway in sight, so I was actually going to overshoot there. But I knew I had a break in the clouds, so I was doing this half visual and half just instruments. But runway in sight, flaps are 20. There is a very strong crosswind. This is just a touch and go. Hold that rudder in, hold it, hold it. Now straighten out, idle power and start to flare. Try not to get, oh, that got a, there's the wind, okay. Whoa, that is really strong. Holy moly. That was weird, okay. I'm not very good at crosswinds. That was not a very good demonstration of my flying skills.
In 2 and 2 Alpha Charlie, next is going to be a full stop, right?
Yep. And flaps coming all the way up. Landing lights coming off. Stigler traffic, Cessna November 2 and 2 Alpha Charlie's turning crosswind for departure, runway 35, up to 2500. And you can see my Garmin automatically switched over to my next destination, Kilo Foxtrot Sierra Mike. Keep flying, 752 Alpha Sierra is still in sight. Level off, we're going IFR again. My head is now going in the cockpit. Well, the eyes are going to my instruments, no longer outside. I could keep them outside, I guess. We're still not really entirely in the cloud base yet, but it's good practice. And there is a hill in front of us, however, we're climbing above it, so that's no factor. I didn't need to start climbing a bit more though. And we're clear of that hill, continuing our climb. I did purposely do a bit of a turn there just because I want to get back on course. Wow, this is crazy. Right now I'm getting almost 1,500 feet a minute in the climb. I'm going a strong 1,000 feet a minute. Passing through 2,500 to go. Still keeping my head or my eyes in the cockpit on my instruments. Cross-checking the Garmin for our flight path. And there's 400, 100 feet to go. Start correcting back on course.
Yeah, control. Let me get a little closer. You can tell me it's going to be on 122.95.
Repeat for 12 for Charlie, sorry.
Oscar 2 Alpha Charlie, when we get a little closer to the airport, looks like the Unicom is going to be 122.95.
Okay, yeah, VATSIM's going to stay on the same frequency, though they don't change frequency for the Unicom.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
At least last time I read their Unicom procedures, they didn't.
Yep, that makes sense. Yep, just checking on there. It's going to be Fort Smith traffic and runway 725.
Okay, and actually, on second thought, if that frequency is not being used, we can switch over there just for realism.
Yeah, that's the main reason. But yeah, okay. I'll let you know when I'm switching.
Alright, do you want to check real quick first if it's being used, if it's an active frequency?
Yep, stand by.
Turn on my autopilot again, start Truman. I can pull my power back a couple hundred RPM and pull mixture back. Carb heat is staying on, just because we're flying through all those clouds. Alright, so yeah, just go ahead and tell me when you're switching in and switching to, what is it again?
It's going to be 122.95, and I'm going to switch around 10 miles west.
Alright, and I will do the same, so I'm not going to switch at the same time, but I'll switch about 10 nautical miles.
Sounds good.
And also, what's your current position?
It's going to be 25.2 to the west, on 25 exactly 127 now.
Alright, and I'm at 28.5.
We cut off on that last bit.
I was just saying, also, I'm at 28.2. I'm going to fly a little bit faster than this route.
Repeat
because
Cessna
it's
2 Alpha
longer.
Series, I didn't quite catch that.
I was just saying, okay, and my current position now is 27.5.
Sounds good.
We are still good on fuel. Always an important thing to check. If I had my trim wheel, I would, of course, be trimming the aircraft at the moment, but I don't have a trim wheel, so. And now I'm just going to let the autopilot fly, and I'm just going to be monitoring my heading, altitude, and airspeed. Okay, we're breaking out of the clouds here. About 25 minutes flight time, which will barely be enough. Actually, as of now, it's not going to be enough, but we're going to really race and we're hopefully going to get there in time, so. Alright, and I decided not to do a time lapse. I just did a hard cut, but we're now approaching the airport, and we're going to transfer to 122.95. That's the Unicom. And to November 2 and 2 Alpha, or correction, November 752 Alpha Sierra, do you have the airport name?
It's going to be Fort Smith traffic.
Roger, thank you. Correct, right back on course here. extended a couple feet.
24 Smith traffic number 752 up Sierra down to 2000.
Fort Smith traffic, Cessna November 2 and 12 at Charlie's going to be approaching from the west, approximately 9 nautical miles to the west, level at 2,500. It's going to be making left pattern. And November 752 at Sierra, do you have the runways again?
I do, it's going to be 7 and 25 and 6 and one other.
I'm going to probably take 25. Watching all the departing traffic right now.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of departing traffic.
Once we're about 5 nautical miles to the west.
It does seem there is departing traffic, however I think it's on VATSIM.
I don't believe it's on VATSIM, it's probably real world. However, stand by, I'm going to verify we do not have Cessna.
Hold on, it seems like there is an actual tower for FSM.
Stand by, I'm going to check.
Hey Ben, what do I do? I'm unsure final. On FSM. Hey, there's a tower. He said contact me at 118.3.
What frequency? Oh yes, there is tower. Holy moly, that's never happened. Okay, yep, and those are VATSIM. So,
What do I say?
what's the frequency?
Well, I'm on shore final right now.
Pull off. What is the frequency?
118.3.
118.3.
What do I say?
Inbound for landing.
Well, I pulled out. I pulled off now. Do I have to request clearance in? It's a tower.
Yes.
Do I just say inbound for landing? Or, do I say request landing runway 7?
Yes, I'm gonna contact, just listen to what I say.
Okay, sounds good.
Turn away. We're turning away. Roger that. Number 2, Delta Papa. Runway 25. Cleared for the option. Runway 25, cleared for the option. Cessna 2, Delta Papa.
Fort Smith traffic, Cessna November 2 and 2 Alpha Charlie is inbound for landing. IFR.
November 2 Alpha Charlie, Roger. His information. Charlie is current if you want to pick it up on 126.3. We are landing runway 25. The altimeter is 3038. And you can enter a downwind for runway 25.
Alright, we'll enter downwind for runway 25 and we'll pick up ATIS for information Charlie.
Contact tower on 118.3 for clearance and taxi. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Charlie.
Runway 25. I need to open up flight plan.
Beach
Go.
with REGL Airport 8 of information, Charlie 1853 Zulu. West 310 at
So that's
Niner.
interesting because when I
Visibility 10.
departed, there was actually no
Sky clear
ATC here.
below 12,000.
And now there's tower
Temperature
and
-1.
ATIS.
2.5
nice surprise.
Niner. Altimeter 3038. Landing and departing runway 25. Visual
I'm
approaches
just
in
pulling
use.
up my
Contact
diagram
tower
here.
on 118.3 for
25,
clearance and
so I can
taxi.
figure out where I'm landing.
Advise on initial contact. You have information, Charlie.
Alright, runway 25 is going to be on the far end.
His information, Charlie, is current fortunate altimeter is 3038, and you can expect runway 25 for landing, and you can enter a right downwind for runway 25.
All right, and his information, Charlie, went to right downwind for runway 25, number 752 Alpha Sierra, thanks.
Number 2 Alpha Sierra and November 2 Alpha Charlie, there is an aircraft landing off of 25 right now, so keep an eye on that.
We'll be where 2 Alpha Sierra.
And we'll also watch for 2 Alpha Charlie. Alright, I'm going to turn back on my flight plan here. I'm going to overfly the airport. Actually, he wants us to make right downwind, so I'm going to actually be overflying runway 19. So if I heard to hold this current heading, that'd be good. Gonna get my landing light on.
And for number 752 Alpha Sierra, that could be a right downwind for 25.
Number 2 Alpha Sierra, roger. Or affirm.
Downwind, right downwind currently. And November 2 and 2 Alpha Charlie has traffic in sight.
November 2 Alpha Charlie, roger. Are you wanting to do touch and goes or
We're going to be inbound for a full stop. We'll probably be departing though, so we'll land and we're going to taxi to parking and we'll depart maybe about 10 minutes later.
Number 2 Alpha Charlie, roger. And I'm guessing that's also with November 2 Alpha Sierra.
Affirm.
Firm for 2 Alpha Sierra.
And November 752 Alpha Sierra, are you on a final right now?
Midfield downwind for 25.
November 2 Alpha Charlie, runway 25, wind 310 at 9 and runway 25, clear to land.
25 clear to land for 12 Charlie. Let's make sure I got the runway down there. I do. I'm going to go ahead and make my turn. Start decelerating, make sure it's going full rich. I'm going really fast, so I'm going to side slip. This is not a very good recipe for landing, but I'm going to make it work.
Cessna 2 Delta Pop, downwind. Number 2 Delta Papa, roger, extend your downwind, I'll call your base.
Alright, the flaps are coming out, we're within 80.
Extend downwind, Cessna 2 Delta Pop.
Airport's in sight, runway's in sight actually. Landing lights are on, we have cleared to
Number
land.
752 Alpha Sierra, midfield downwind for 25.
Number 2 Alpha Sierra, roger, continue, extend your downwind, I'll call your base.
From 2 Alpha Sierra.
We're going to land, we're going to taxi straight to parking. I'm going to offload this footage on the camera and then we're going to continue.
November 2 Delta Papa, enter right 360 turns.
Or 2 Delta Papa, making a right 360.
I'm going to come in low and I'm going to try and make this second taxiway, or first taxiway, off the threshold. Tower's coming to idle. Start our flare. There we go. Not the smoothest of landings. And November 2 and 2 Alpha Charlie, like taxi to parking.
Number 2 Alpha Charlie, roger, exit right when able, and where'd you like to park?
Would like taxi FBO. Clear of the runway. Ooh, took that turn really fast. Okay.
Number 2 Alpha Charlie, taxi to the FBO via Alpha Golf, cross runway 1 at Golf.
Can you say the runway again? I missed it.
Number 2 Alpha Sierra, base turn, wind 310 at 9er, runway 25, clear to land.
Runway 25, clear to land. Number 752 Alpha Sierra, thanks.
Number 2 Alpha Charlie, taxi to the FBO via Alpha Golf, cross runway 1 at Golf, sorry.
Taxi to the FBO via Alpha Golf and cross runway 1 at Golf to Alpha Charlie. 1 at Golf. Let's see, I just landed on 2-5. I'm taking a right here. Alpha Golf, and that's the FBO. Okay, so I'm just gonna be taxiing straight. And then taking a... Okay. So I should make it with the footage, which will be nice. But it's a very entertaining flight. And let's see, that should be my turn here. That is my turn. Now I just taxi straight, and I'll reach the FBO. And we're cleared to cross, not told short. That is runway 1. Okay, runway 1 at Golf. We're crossing runway 1, and we're gonna make a left.
November 2 Delta Papa, you can turn base for runway 25.
That's 2 Delta Papa turning base for 25. And we're getting some wind shear up here now.
Number 2 Delta Papa, roger.
Alright, oh wow, this is a very bad taxiing job. I believe that's the FBO right there.
And Cessna 2 Delta Papa may get a full stop also.
Number 2 Delta Papa, roger.
Alright, I'm gonna go park right over here. I believe that's the fire station. The FBO should be right here.
And all aircraft on frequency 80 information. Delta is now current. Fort Smith altimeter is 3036.
Yep, and this will be the FBO right here where this blue plane is parked. Go ahead and stop right here. Parking brake. Turn off.
Number 2 Alpha Sierra, welcome to Fort Smith.
Alright, that'll conclude it for today, guys. Well, actually not for today, because we're going to start the next stop in just a minute. I got to offload this footage. May or may not include it in this flight, but I will see you guys back in just a few minutes. Alright, and we're now back. We're going to be flying from KFSM to 7 Mike 6. We had a tower on the way in, but they're now gone. It was about a 10-minute or so break, but we're going to depart on Unicom, so enjoy. And our engine is warm, obviously. And November 7512 is Sierra, November 2 and 12 for Charlie's ready to go.
Number 7512 Sierra is ready to go. 12 Charlie.
Fort Smith traffic, November 2 and 12 for Charlie's can be taxiing runway 25 for departure to the east. And you want to just go ahead and follow me out, 752
Yeah, stay by for just a second.
I need to slow down and get my self together.
Alright, I lost my flight plan. Where are we headed to?
7 Mike 5, or correction, 7 Mike 6. to hold short runway 1 before I taxi to runway 25 so you can catch up. Alright, let me get myself together. That was absolutely hectic on that approach there, so my lights are all
7
set.
Mike 6.
Hey, firm. My stuff's ready to go, so. Before we left, we didn't have
Alright, I'm
ATC
actually
there.
going to,
When we arrived,
taxi
they
to,
had
runway
ATC.
7 for departure
When we
as
took
well,
off
yeah.
again, they didn't. It's crazy. Set my instruments, set my flaps, turn on my nav lights.
Portsmouth traffic number 752 Alpha Sierra is taxiing to runway 7 for the Eastern departure.
Portsmouth traffic, November 2 and 12 at Charlie's crossing runway 1 on Alpha. And we're going to be taxiing runway 25 for departure to the east. Portsmouth traffic. And then check, no one's on the runway there, no one's on the runway there, we're good to go. Almost everybody who was here before is left just because there's no more ATC, so they've gone elsewhere. And I bet you that controller dropped off to go watch Perseverance land. I'm going to be doing that after we land at the next airport. I'm going to go watch Perseverance land on Mars. Very excited for that. We're nearing the end of the runway. I'm going to start slowing down. I'm kind of doing this a little bit hurriedly just because I'm not all together with it and I still have a lot of wind. And my stuff's not all together completely set up correct with sensitivities. I still need to fix rudder pedals, but those are excuses, so I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna hold short runway 25 before I do my run up. And whoa, and that's 25. Actually, I guess I'll do position and hold. Andrew's gonna be departing directly into me, so that'll be interesting. November 752 Alpha Sierra, what runway are you heading to again? Did you say runway 7?
Yeah, I'm going to take runway 7 for departure to the east.
Okay, I'm going to depart first, because that's the runway, that's the opposite end of the runway I'm on.
Yeah, you go ahead and take off first, and I'll just position hold.
Alright, can you hold short, actually, because position hold's still going to be on the runway with me.
Yep, I'll short it, bye.
And Fort Smith traffic, November 2 and 2 Alpha Charlie's departing runway 25 to the east up to 2500. Fort Smith traffic. Alright, full power, my lights are set. I don't need to do my run up. I should, but like I said, I'm trying to get this done pretty quickly. And my engine was just running, so, I mean, that's, again, excuses, but... Rotate. Keep climbing on out. Flaps coming up. Good positive rate there.
Actually, get to 1-2 Alpha Charlie, I'm going to position and hold, just because you probably already departed once by the time I get there.
Yep, I just departed, and I saw you taxiing down there, so yep, you can go ahead and actually just roll on the runway and depart.
Yep, thank you.
And Fort Smith traffic, November 2 and 2 Alpha Charlie's doing left crosswind runway 25 for departure to the east. It's coming off. Keep climbing up here. Climbing, I want about 70 to 80, right about 80 right now, just a little bit fast.
Honestly, probably scared of me.
Fort Smith traffic, November 2 and Alpha Charlie, turning left downwind, departing to the east up to 2500 Fort Smith traffic. There's a mean looking cloud. These are just
What's the traffic
precipitation,
number
so there's no
752
severe
Sierra
weather
departing
delays.
to the east, runway 7 up to 2500. Where's the traffic?
It'll be kind of cool because I'm literally on a downwind right now and I'm watching you depart, so you're going to be departing almost in a formation with me, but I'm again not doing formation because I'm IFR.
Yeah, no, it'll definitely be really cool. I see you right now.
Keep on climbing. Going at about 2,500. I leveled off there. I'm going IFR again in just a second, so my eyes are going in the cockpit. And Cessna November 2 and 12 at Charlie is actually going to be coming up to 2,600 for spacing the traffic. There's 100 to go. Start leveling off here at 2,600 feet and turning on course. Which again, I'm doing this completely IFR, which is always an experience. Right, there's course. Whoa. That was me trying to look outside. I'm too used to that. I overshot a little bit. So let me turn back on course. There's course again. Send a little bit. I'm about 40 feet high.
What's the traffic number 752 Alpha Sierra departing to the east, turning to the right hand. What's the traffic?
Mixture's coming on back. And my throttle I can pull back a little bit as well. And you're going to cruise at 2,500, correct?
That's up there, yes.
And we're looking good. I have my, this time I did hook up the moving map because I was anticipating ATC and I needed I wanted to have myself on the diagram and all that, but there was no ATC, but I have it hooked up. Anyways, it's fine, and I realized why it wasn't working before because I was having issues with it connecting. Nice little checkbox I forgot that was saying broadcast to my local network, so amazing what a checkbox does. And this is a very relatively short flight, rather. Looks like we got about 12 minutes flight time. You can correct back on course. Or my throttle back on about 2,500 RPM. And this is going to be the last hop for now, because I want to go watch Perseverance land, as I stated before. After that, I might fly again later today. I'm not 100% sure. Normally I would be in school, but that got canceled this week, or for a majority of this week, due to severe, or not severe weather, but winter weather. So I may or may not fly again later today, and I may or may not fly tomorrow. I anticipate I will not be flying tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, so I'll probably be flying this weekend. just putting in my next airport. And November 7512 is Sierra at about 10 nautical miles. I'm going to switch over to 122.9 for CTAF.
2.9. Good.
At about 115 or so on my speed, which is pretty darn good. Looking at about 130 ground speed, 115 indicated, which is pretty good. I'm drifting off course. I don't know what my winds are, so that's why. And I have my plane trimmed up right now, so I'm off autopilot, but I'm just kind of doing a gentle turn. Often fly through IFR conditions, but it's pretty cool. Especially once I get my side screen here installed. I'm going to do that towards this summer when FS 2020 releases DX12, because that should give me the performance boost I will need to run another screen, because currently I'm running 4 screens. I have my main computer behind the sim, which you would have seen in the sim tour, and that's my little instructor station sort of thing. Got my instruments, my Garmin, and the TV. So almost all of them are running in 1080p. This one is running in I believe 720p, and this one's running in 720p as well. I used to have it running in 1080, but I turned it down because I didn't need all that extra resolution for a Garmin. This one was already low enough, I didn't need to change it. And then of course my actual screen I want to have largest resolution possible. It's a fairly old screen, so it doesn't support any higher resolution. 1080p is pretty good for what I need it to do. And of course my main display, that's by default 1080p, and I just don't need to change it for flying. Cessna November 2 and 2 Alpha Charlie, descending out of 2600 for 2400. And 7512 this year, what's your crew position?
22 to the west.
Okay, I'm at 15 to the west. Coming up on 2400, 40 feet to go. Feet to go. And there's 2400. I do 2500, but I guess I could actually do 2500, but I'm already at 2400, so it's fine. I was just doing that for spacing, altitude spacing between me and 2 Alpha, or 752 Alpha Sierra, but he's so far behind me it doesn't really matter that much. Tune up 122.9 here. Preparation to switch. We're going to switch in about 1 mile. And we're getting a nice little rainbow. That's the first rainbow I've seen in FS 2020 actually. Which is really pretty. That's neat. I've never seen rainbows in FS 2020 and that is impressive.
Hey Ben, on the Diamond, do you know how to switch the fuel location?
Repeat again, sorry?
On a Diamond, do you know where to switch from left to right fuel tank?
Yeah, your fuel selector. It should be a red knob.
Yeah, the fuel selector's normal and emergency.
Oh, then you can't switch fuel tanks.
That stinks because it requires a lot of left-hand turning to counteract the fuel.
Well, if it's a normal and emergency, that means your fuel should be feeding off both tanks at the same time, or one tank that's all of them combined, so I don't know. And I'm switching to 122.9.
Okay, well, one more thing before you do. So my left tank is below 5, and my right tank's at full, so.
I don't know then. Do you have 2 red knobs?
Negative.
Not sure then. And we get this airport name, Paris traffic, okay. Back on course again. Paris traffic, Cessna November 2 and 12 at Charlie is 8 nautical miles to the west, inbound for landing, full stop. Now we're actually going to overfly the airport before turning downwinds. Paris traffic. Oh, yeah, that's fine. I'm 200 low. For correction, what is that, like 20 low? That's fine. And Paris traffic, November 2 and 12 at Charlie's going to make right downwind from a 2-1. Paris traffic, Cessna November 2 and 12 at Charlie's, descending at a 2,400 for 3,000 Paris traffic. Or correction, 2,000 Paris traffic. I was looking at a second and I was seeing my hundreds foot marker at 300, and I'm like, oh, it must be at, or at 3, and I'm like, oh, it must be at 3,000. Brain farts. I'm just kind of correcting back on course because I know there's a hill in front of me. It's at 1,400 feet, so I'm well above it. And I have the airport on Garmin. There's 2,000. Keep going. Hopefully I'll break out and I'll see the airport. If not, it's completely fine. I can fly with my Garmin, and I also have all of my information on this tablet as well. Start making my turn. We're over that hill. Start pulling my power back. Mixture's going full rich. Landing lights coming on. And fuel selector is on both. Oh, possibly breaking out. Should be able to see the runway right eye of the runway in sight. Paris traffic, Cessna November 2 and 12 at Charlie's, turning right downwind, runway 21, full stop. Right there's downwind. I should see our runway. I don't though. Well, I will find it. Actually, I do see it, never mind. Paris traffic, Cessna November 2 and 12 at Charlie's, turning base, runway 21, full stop, Paris traffic. Just trying to pull my throttle back, I put my flaps down quickly. My flaps are up though, I'm not overspeeding them, as of yet. Continue slowing. Runway is right over there, it appears to be grass, which is unfortunate, but it's completely fine. Oh, it is? Okay, so we do have, is that asphalt or concrete? Looks like asphalt.
2 Officer Sierra, radio check.
RBG 5x5, Paris traffic, November 2 and 12 at Charlie, turning final, runway 21, full stop, Paris traffic. Pull my power back. There's 80. First notch flaps is coming on out. Roll out here on final. Second notch of flaps is coming on out. Tablet back, and we're going to get ourselves set up. Hopefully I do very well on this landing. And final notch flaps is coming on in. Should have a direct headwind, so I can go with a little bit more flaps than I normally would on a cross, or not, when I have lots of wind, if I had a crosswind. And actually it's looking like I have a bit of a crosswind, but I'm going to use full flaps, that should work fine for me. A little bit slow, a smidge low. I want to touch down about halfway down the runway so I can exit there at the end. Looks like we are going to have a crosswind, but that is fine. Getting lots of good crosswind landing practices today, so flare, keep the flare, keep flaring, keep it going. There we go. Hit a bump in the runway. Flaps coming up. Mixture is going to come on back. And Paris traffic, November 2 and 2 Alpha Charlie is going to be clear of the runway 21. I made that call too early.
Paris traffic, number 75, 2 Alpha Sierra, turning right for the downwind into runway 21. We're going to make our right-hand traffic runway 21. 2 Alpha Sierra, Paris traffic.
Now we're clear of the runway. Just going to taxi to parking right on over here. Go ahead and turn off my panel lighting. Actually, I'm going to keep those on because that's probably easier for you guys to see. And I'm going to go park right here. And there we go. Go ahead and shut down my
Paris traffic, number 75, 2 Alpha Sierra, down to 2.
Oh, that's funny. There we go. I accidentally turned on music when I was trying to turn off my flight tracking software. So, right, gonna turn that on. I'm going to keep my engine running just so we don't end the flight prematurely. So we can watch Takeoff Charlie land. Turn my lights to white so you guys can see me a lot better. Open up my window and my door. All prepped to shut down. Pull my mixture back. Almost to where it's dying.
I found the fuel transfer slider, so the fuel is getting a little more level.
Okay. And I'm just waiting for you to go ahead and land here, and then I'm gonna bolt.
Oh, right, for the landing?
Yep. Excited for Perseverance to land, so. Actually, what I'm going to go ahead and do...
Air traffic, number 752 Alpha Sierra, turning base for final, runway 21.
I'm going to go to our chase camera. We're going to go watch him land, because we can see him right on over here. Leave our engine way behind. Here's the runway. Just turn to base. I'm actually going right down here to the runway. We'll go right by the windsock. How's that sound? It's a very detailed windsock model. Wow. Ooh.
Air traffic, number 752 Alpha Sierra, turning final, runway 21 for the full stop.
And I'm watching you land with the drone camera.
Oh, nice, alright. Watch this better.
I have so much footage to go ahead and edit. And what I'll probably do is I'll throw this up on as like a full-length video as well as a shortened video. Or I'll probably just throw up the full video and just put, yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll throw up the full video and just put markers for each part so you guys can go ahead and select what you're wanting to watch. Although I do appreciate if you watch the entire thing, that does help me, so. As well as subscribing. One thing I wish FS 2020 did was wherever your drone camera was on multiplayer, you'd see like a person. When you're on the ground anyways, because then you could be seeing me as I watch him land. Nice, you touched down right where my camera was.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's a little bit low to the grass. Oh, I should have gone ahead and parked there. I didn't see the marshaller.
I love that two-way.
Alright, and I'll see you later.
Yep, see you later, John.
See if we did. Go ahead and go back into the cockpit here. that'll conclude it for today, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next time.